All right, and welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We got The Walking Dead, the mid-season finale. We're going to be reviewing it. The title is Acts of God. Awesome episode. Just want to break it down with you guys and go through it and talk about it a little bit. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. I do have to put up a spoiler warning. This will contain spoilers for the mid-season finale. Season 11, episode 16, Acts of God. And guys, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. I'm very excited for this channel. I appreciate everyone that's subscribed so far. Your comments, all of that, greatly appreciated. So yeah, guys, be sure and hit that subscribe button so you can get all my Walking Dead content here. But yeah, let's dive right into this. So we start off with some pretty cool walker shots here. These are walkers. They are right outside the hilltop. You get some other cool shots. This is a view from up above, right outside the hilltop gates. And we get a really cool shot of Lance walking outside the hilltop into the yard. You can see that the hilltop is smoking. There's gunshots going off. So yeah, a lot going on in the hilltop as we open up the episode here. You see Lance's foot there, and it's covered in blood, and there seems to be a body laying there. He kind of wipes off his boot a little bit. And right before we get to our opening sequence, you see the camera kind of pan above Lance. He's looking at all the locusts that are flying around. So yeah, I thought that this might be the end of the episode that we're going to see later, but this is actually about midway through, so that's good. That they didn't spoil the ending right in the beginning. 19 hours and one act of God to go. So we get a picture of Hilltop. We get Herschel walking outside Hilltop's gate here with Maggie and the rest of the group there. We see Maggie having a conversation with Herschel here. Herschel is kind of like, I want to fight, Mom. I want to help. I want to be a part of this. But Maggie insists that he doesn't at this time. We see our group here, and they are headed out to take Herschel to a safe spot. More on that here in just a few minutes. Then we go to this scene. We got Lance and some Commonwealth soldiers. He's flipping a coin to determine what side to put the soldiers on. I guess there's two sides there. You call heads, you're over here. After he gets the soldiers divided, one of these soldiers asks, what is our mission? Lance, with the creepy-ass grin on his face, of course, said you'll know soon enough. Still with the open credits rolling, we get Eugene waking up right there. We see Max sitting at the end of Eugene's bed here in the bedroom. They share a kiss. And I'm glad we got to see these two finally become a couple, because it's been a long time since they first talked on the radio. I want to say season 9, episode 15 or 16. So yeah, we finally get the reveal. They're a couple. I believe Max is definitely going to be on our side here. You see Eugene asking Max about stealing the files for the favor that he asked. Max reassures him that she will do it. We get Daryl kicking down a door here. It's very, very dark. Looks like they are scouting another outpost. You know, Daryl kind of tells the Commonwealth soldier that, hey, we need a break. We've been doing this for a while. And the main Commonwealth soldier actually gets attacked here. He punches his hand through a wall and it gets stuck. And he damn near gets bit, but somehow makes it out of this. But apparently he was never bit in between the armor that he's wearing. Gabriel and Daryl kind of noticed that, hey, the Commonwealth is on to them, and that Lance is definitely checking in on them with the radio communications to the Commonwealth soldiers here. So Daryl and Gabriel and Aaron definitely know that something's up. We get a shot of Maggie, Herschel, Elijah, Marco, And also Lydia. They're walking through the woods. Lydia kind of pops out and said, "Hey, you found me." And at this point, they're definitely trying to find someplace safe for Herschel to be while they go take care of the Commonwealth situation. We get Leah's reveal here in the final episode. She's kind of strapping her guns to her, putting on her gear. We still have the swarm of locusts in the sky, and that's what Lance is looking at here. Also, we have Leah looking up, and she's just kind of staring, and a pretty cool shot as it pans up. Got Leah staring at all the locusts. One thing that Lance wanted to tell Leah was, "I'll need to see her when she's dead." He repeats himself and says, "I'll need to see her when she's dead," referring to Maggie. Leah goes on to say, and to assure him that he will. You see the Commonwealth soldiers all dressed in black now. Got the black mask on. Totally black here. And Leah is leading this group at this point. Switch back over to our group, and they are pulling on a door of a hidden underground sort of bunker here. You see Lydia and Elijah there. There may be some chemistry between these two. These two could be a couple. I'm guessing they will. So yeah, we'll definitely have to wait and see about that. So they get the door open, and then we see Negan, Annie, and some other survivors here. This is going to be where Herschel is going to be staying while Maggie goes out to finish her business. Negan lets Maggie know that he has no problem watching Herschel and would be grateful to do that for her. However, he doesn't want Annie going out and risking injury to herself or the baby here. And Maggie actually says here that she's starting to trust Negan. So, yeah, we're finally getting to where Maggie is having a little bit of faith in Negan. So that's really cool that she said that. She reminds Negan that, hey, you saved him at Riverbend. I'm grateful for that. And she goes on to tell him that she will never forget that. And we get a classic line here from Negan telling Maggie, hey, you got big balls, girl. We hear the locusts swarm again. You see Maggie looking up at them. You see the rest of our group here all just kind of staring up at the sky. I think Negan mentions that if that's not a sign from God, then what is? And then we get to see exactly how many of these things there are. I mean, like clouds and swarms of these things. So, must be thousands and thousands and thousands of these locusts. We see the Commonwealth soldier here find a lantern. Daryl decides to lead the group as they go to the next outpost. We see Daryl, Gabriel, and Aaron here as they're walking into what seems to be some sort of junkyard. You see the look from Gabriel there, and when you see that look, you know some shit's fixing to go down here. So they're definitely communicating by eye contact. We got Aaron, you got Daryl looking around, and they're just waiting to make their move. And then, like, bam, it just happens. They start shooting the Commonwealth soldiers. We get some really good action sequences through this part, so I really enjoyed the gunfire and the battle that they're having here. You see Aaron and Gabriel kind of ducking here, and a few moments later, I believe they shot Gabriel in what looks to be the hand, but he definitely looks to be okay. Aaron ends up getting shot in the shoulder, but he seems to be okay at the moment as well. So yeah, I was definitely scared for Aaron because I thought he was going to die this episode. I'm glad he's going to stick around. Yeah, just a great character for the story. So I wouldn't want Aaron going anywhere anytime soon, especially with the Commonwealth arc coming up here. You see that they are battling the Commonwealth soldiers. Guns ablazing. You see Daryl knock out a Commonwealth soldier here with the end of his rifle. He ends up taking the rifle from that Commonwealth soldier, kind of throwing it to Aaron there, and Aaron gets a really cool shot here and actually nails a Commonwealth soldier with one shot. So great eye, Aaron. And then we get a snake. Not sure why they threw this in here. Maybe it symbolizes danger, but we see the snake on the bus there. And this is right beside Gabriel before he decides to stab this Commonwealth soldier in the back of the leg. Successfully doing that, he grabs his gun. At first, he kicks the crap out of him, so good job, Gabriel. Took this man down. You see that they are causing a lot of noise, so there's definitely going to be some walkers around. You see the wounded Commonwealth soldier here. And we get another shot of him laying on the ground. This is when Daryl is pointing his rifle at him. The walkers are coming. He's kind of asking him, hey, it's your choice on how you want to die. You want to get eaten by walkers or a headshot, with the gun. So he's trying to find out where Hornsby is from this Commonwealth soldier. And yeah, he finally says that Lance wanted them to clear the field, which kind of means to kill all 3 of our group members here. We get the walkers moving in a little bit closer. After the soldier says that Lance wanted them to clear the field, he kills him right then. So yeah, that guy's gone. Get Lance trying to radio the Commonwealth soldiers that are at where Daryl and Gabriel and Aaron are at. And Daryl just kind of picks up the walkie and says he's not here anymore. So Lance is definitely on to them now. He looks very frightened, tells his Commonwealth soldiers to move. And we get the end of this guy. So, little midday snack for the walkers here as this Commonwealth soldier is being devoured. And as we move over to the Commonwealth, we see Max sitting at her desk here while Pamela Milton is reciting some lines for a speech. And this is right outside of Pamela's office. As you see, she's working on her speech. We see Pamela walking into Max's office here, asking her if she's okay. Max brings up some financial information, apparently $50,000 surplus they received, which is over their budget. And Max, like I said, is offering ideas on what to do with the money. And Max brings up to Pamela that, hey, it might be a good idea to start a scholarship fund for less fortunate families. Pamela quickly rejects this idea from Max, saying that she would like for the money to go back into the events that they hold. And they have one coming up, the biggest day of the year. As they kind of finish talking, Max reminds Pamela that she has a 5 o'clock dinner to attend. And so, yeah, a perfect opportunity for Pamela to leave the room. And yeah, we get Pamela walking out of her office, asking Max if she's coming as well. Max stalls a little bit, tells her that she's right behind her. Like I said, a good opportunity for Max to get into the files. And we see the camera point directly onto the file cabinet in Pamela's office. Max walks over to the file cabinet, and she pulls out some sort of list here. I can't really make out the names too well, but you do see a Dan McDermott there. I believe we saw that name on one of the lists that Mercer gave the group. And we get Sebastian barging in the room here. We got Sebastian being ignorant as usual, asking about his mother, why she's so pissed. And he's talking to Max here. He seems to be a little intoxicated. He ends up just kind of throwing a fit, and Max is like, I can get word to her for you. You know, Max is holding these files. She's nervous. And yeah, Sebastian's like, yeah, you know, in a smart way, you know, why not? Why don't you go get her for me? Max ends up dropping the whole stack of files. Sebastian offers to help her pick it up, and you can see on the look on his face here, I'm not sure if he knows what's up or he just doesn't care. And then he leaves the room. We get a shot of the Commonwealth soldiers, and they are now inside Hilltop at the Barrington house here. You see the Commonwealth soldier open this door, and as soon as he opens this door, there's actually a tripwire to set off an explosive. And yeah, it just kind of blows the windows out of Hilltop here. Really cool shot. You see Maggie and the group right outside of Hilltop here. I believe this character's name is Marco. So, feeling like they accomplished something, you got Marco standing up here, kind of bragging on how they did it. But unfortunately, we lose Marco. He gets shot in the back of the head, and he dies. So he gets shot. We see Leah coming out of Hilltop here. The music with these scenes was great. I think they did great with the music this episode. It was very suspenseful. We get a cool shot of Leah here with the fire and the smoke in the background. And now she is after Maggie here in the woods. We get this really cool scene here with the Commonwealth walker, which was an awesome looking walker. As you see here, his face kind of burnt up. He turns, so yeah, that was pretty cool. And at this point, Lance is pretty upset. We get Lance radioing Leah here. He's kind of telling her, your way got my men killed. So yeah, Leah kind of takes this into her own hands. We see Daryl, Gabriel, and Aaron here walking through the woods. They're definitely being cautious on what they're doing and where they're at. I think Daryl at this point definitely knows that Lance is on to them. He notices the spike on the tree. And yeah, this is just when I thought, is he fixing to find out about Leah? And sure enough, they find the blood-soaked rag on the tree. And yeah, Daryl definitely knows that it's Leah at this point. And Daryl insists that they split up. We see Maggie in the group here, and she decides to do the same thing and split up. Definitely never a good idea to split up. We see Leah walking through the dark woods here, looking for Maggie. We go back to the Commonwealth. You see our group here. Max, Eugene, Magna. You see Connie and Kelly there. And they're talking about the information that they've got so far. They discover some coordinates, possibly. And could these coordinates be a direct connection to the CRM? I'd like to hope so, but we'll just have to wait to find out. And they're all kind of talking about if Connie is going to release an article and what it's going to say. And you see Ezekiel walk in. So now you see our whole group here. We have the group debating if they're going to go forward with all of the information they've received so far. They ask, are we doing this? And at this point, our group believes that they have enough information to kind of spread the news to the Commonwealth civilians. Max is on our side here. And Max is definitely game. She said, let's ride. So we got Max in on our side. We go back and we see Maggie here going through the woods. It's very dark. And she actually runs into Leah. Leah actually knocks Maggie out here. And we see Maggie waking up. Leah has her tied up on a chair with her hands behind her back. You can see her kind of struggling with the rope to try to get it undone here. And we have Maggie and Leah having a rather long conversation here. And I want to point out that this actually reminds me of Season 6, Episode 13, when Maggie and Carol are in one of Negan's outposts. And Maggie is kind of tied up in the same way in a chair. So I thought that was a pretty cool callback. We see Lance finding the bloody rag on the tree. You see the Commonwealth moving away from this location, as now they have horses and it looks like a few more soldiers. And we go back and we get a great fight sequence with Maggie and Leah. We see them kind of wrestling and hitting each other. Leah ends up pinning Maggie down on the ground, and Maggie takes some really, really brutal hits here. She gets punched several times by Leah. But we can all agree that Maggie is safe due to a spinoff coming up with Negan. Thank you, AMC. And just as Leah is trying to push the knife into Maggie's stomach, she gets shot in the head. We find out that Daryl was actually the one who shot Leah in the head. You see the Commonwealth moving in on the cabin. You got Lance and some Commonwealth soldiers here. Daryl ends up firing, hitting Lance in the cheek. And at this point, Lance is pretty pissed off again. You see him kind of going up to the house, super mad. He goes in and finds Leah laying on the floor, dead. You see the last and final shot of Leah here. And it's revealed that Daryl and Maggie actually escaped. They went out the window of this cabin. And yeah, at this point, like I said, Lance is really, really mad. So definitely excited to see where this goes. And you see Daryl and Maggie coming out of the woods here. And Maggie is covered in blood. You see the group kind of there together. Gabriel, Daryl, Aaron. I'm definitely glad we didn't lose Aaron this episode. I was definitely thinking that Aaron might die. But definitely glad they didn't kill him off. We get a shot of our group here. Negan and Herschel. Negan playing the babysitter here. Thankfully, the rest of our group is okay. So they end up coming out of the bunker. And as far as we know, this part of our group is safe. In the ending here, we get some really cool music kind of playing in the background. You see Max putting the file back. We get this really ominous music playing right now as we see Max walking back from the filing cabinet there. And she sits back at her desk. And Pamela walks in, not looking too happy at all. Slams down some newspapers, and you see the story that Connie and the group have put out on the newspaper, Pamela Milting is lying to you. So yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting going forward. And it switches over to this shot of Alexandria, and you see our gate partially open. We see the Welcome to Alexandria sign here. And we get a Commonwealth soldier flipping over a banner over Alexandria. So the Commonwealth have definitely taken over Alexandria now. The same thing with Hilltop. We see Hilltop here. And then we get this shot of the two banners. So the Commonwealth, so Lance in particularly, has taken over Alexandria and Hilltop at this point. And it doesn't end there, as we see a member of Oceanside here. They've got Oceanside captured at this point, and they're all tied up. We still have the ominous music playing. There's really no dialogue in the last couple minutes of the episode, but like I said, I did enjoy the music and some of the shots that we got for what's going on with our group here. Lance strolls up. He's got his lucky coin in his hand, his two-faced coin. Lance is two-faced. I see a connection there. Let me know what you think. I think Lance is two-faced. I think the coin says it all. And we see him walk up to our Oceanside group. We get a shot at Oceanside. You see Rachel there on the far right. She's got her hands tied. They're all tied up at this point. We see Lance with the coin here. And yeah, this is pretty interesting that we get to see the coin. It's dated 1982. It's got a picture of a president named William Milton. So was this Pamela's husband? Could be. We'll just have to wait to find out. Lance slaps the coin down on his wrist after he tosses it up, and that's where we end on this episode. So a huge Oceanside cliffhanger. And yeah, guys, that's episode 16, Acts of God. To me, it was the best mid-season finale in a long time. This was definitely, to me, the best episode of season 11. The music, the action, it was all there. So I definitely really enjoyed this episode. The music was intriguing. And yeah, great episode all around. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure and subscribe, comment, and like. Definitely subscribe. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming up. We got Fear the Walking Dead. We got Walking Dead, I believe it's called Dead in the Water, a spinoff. We're going to be going through that as well. So yeah, lots of things to kind of keep us occupied. Rick news, spinoffs, definitely excited for all of that. So yeah, definitely a lot of stuff to keep us kind of excited until The Walking Dead returns for its final third part. I can't believe it's almost done. But yeah, guys, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the next one.